Okay.
Okay.
How are you doing?
אתם רוצים את הלפטופ או לא?
Everything.
רוצים את הלפטופ?
English.
You want?
So we're already live.
We're already live.
And the sound is good here. Yeah.
Yeah,
People hear me?
the sound
Okay.
is great. Hold on. We need to. Yeah, thanks, Anna. We'll play with it. I guess that on YouTube, when we're doing it from the iPhone, we will need to do it like that.
What? It's not vertical?
Yeah,
Improvise.
Ruben, get closer to.
Okay.
Oh, very closer.
Wait, okay, everything is fine. Wait.
Okay. So, we sit right next to you.
Okay, just I'm ready to hug you, Michael.
Yes. It's not that cold.
Do I need to mute myself when you speak or not?
No need.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Perfectly, yeah. Why?
No, it's okay, Michael.
Okay.
They can see everyone.
Looking good?
Yeah.
Looking good, looking good.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So we got here the coffee sponsored by Scruffy Trader, huh?
Yeah.
Trader Pool.
Thanks so much.
Every month he sent us a box of cups of coffee, which is a great gift for us. Every day we drink coffee.
Shall we?
Yeah. I think we are ready to go.
Good,
Maya?
cool.
Can you talk to Tomer?
Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, we're going to be receiving your questions. There's some of you who send your questions in advance through the form, so we're gonna go through those questions and we're gonna, split the answers, divide the answers between us, and we're gonna answer those questions. There's a prize for those who fill out the form. So 20 of you who send a question, we're gonna pick 20 of all of you, both on Instagram and the form, and we're gonna send you to your emails a voucher to get a coffee, whether it's from Starbucks or another large chain of coffee. So just so we can share the coffee together, guys. So with that being said, Michael, you want to start?
Yeah. Thanks so much, Saul. So, few questions. First of all, thanks for all the questions. You wrote us a lot of those. Let's start maybe, I'll start with you, Ruben. There's an amazing topic, that a lot of people are curious about. Is Bitcoin going to make a comeback? A lot of people wrote us that. So, what do you think about that? Yeah.
I think we talked about crypto maybe a few months ago in the podcast.
Right.
Where we said, probably it's at the bottom, and it was not really the bottom because Nasdaq continued to drop down along with the crypto. The question is if we see crypto touch the bottom or not. Again, I have a long-term perspective in crypto. I don't know if we already touched the bottom. We will never know. And it's very correlated to indices, Nasdaq especially. So it will also depends what's going to happen in the US markets.
Yeah.
But in let's say, personally, I'm keeping investing every month, and I think that Saul also is doing the same. We have a long-term perspective, like I think 4 years, 5 years. So as long as you are diversifying your portfolio along the time, I think it's good in the next years. In the short term, I cannot know what's going to happen in crypto.
So basically, you see a lot of correlation between the indices and the Bitcoin right now?
Yeah, we already see that. We see that US indices have pushed in the beginning of January.
Yeah.
Crypto also, we already around 22,000, between 22 and 23,000 in the Bitcoin, 1,500 in Ethereum, where we were at 1,000 in 2022, which is already 50% up from the bottom. So it's volatile.
How much the FTX bubble or the thing that happened there, how did it affect the crypto, in your opinion?
That affects a lot. I think the crypto market lost a lot of trust probably in the market.
Yeah.
That can be something that we will continue to have. Maybe some, Ponzi scheme that we have in crypto that can affect other crypto coins. But again, that's why you need to diversify your portfolio, not going 100% in one coin like Luna and one like FTX. If you diversify, in the long term you're okay. So,
Okay.
but it's affecting. No chance.
Definitely. Yeah.
Cool. I think I have a question for Michael.
Yeah.
This was sent by Evans. So Evans, thanks for sending this question out. At the beginning of your journey, have you ever blown an account? If yes, how do you bounce back? How do you recover from that? And what was your experience or learning experience from that experience from blowing the account? Michael has blown many accounts, or he's the guy. He's the guy to answer this.
First of all, it's a great question. I guess we can have like a few hours talking about that, just this question. First, myself, I didn't blow an account, but I lost a nice chunk of money, 30% of the account.
No shame on blowing accounts.
I know, but in trading, in stock trading, you rarely blow your account. You lose money, but you rarely blow because the leverage is not that high as Forex.
And you have margin requirements, so,
Yeah.
so the account is closed before.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. But that's the
So-
same.
But that,
If
yeah,
you touch the margin, it's
I mean,
before
the-
the account.
yeah.
Okay.
So I did
Okay.
lose a nice chunk, and we talked about it in one of our episodes in the podcast. The bounce back part is very tricky. First of all, you need to take a break. I took a break for about 2 or 3 weeks. I actually didn't touch the computer whatsoever. That was, I guess, the first time I did so for 13 years that I traded then. And basically, so you take a break, you kind of reassess. You want to, after that, go through the trades, to the trade that made you blow your account, or the trades, and then start analyzing what you did wrong, technical-wise and also mental-wise. So let's say my specific, the one that got me the biggest loss, I went there and I saw my reaction when I added more to my position and when I exit some, and there was some technical issues on my side that I did wrong. The first one was that I didn't cover when I had the chance in profit and just get out of the trade after like 10 minutes after I entered it. Other than that, mostly mental side, just start building yourself again. So risk less, see that you know what you're doing, that you're making progress, that you have a good run, even if it's on like a $10 risk, just to get the idea, get the feeling again of so you know what you're doing basically.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Just to jump on that, what is good in TTP, but also on the 5ers, is that we have risk management rules, meaning that you cannot lose 30% of what you have deposited in the account.
Yeah.
Which in the prop trading industry, it's one of the main advantage, meaning you will not risk your own money, but
Correct.
but the prop firm will cover your loss. So that's why it's
That's
important.
true, yeah.
Correct. Okay, so I have one I will take that was sent by Andy. It says, The5ers team, I get the trade direction wrong at least 70% of the time. What advice would you give me in order to manage the risk of a trade that goes against you? Okay, so Andy, thanks for the question. And there's many approaches and many answers to your questions. First, there are strategies that use a negative win rate. Okay, so if you're comfortable with that number there, of having most of your trades going against you, you really need to keep a risk-reward ratio high enough to compensate that. Okay, so first, just so you know that you can still make money with that low win rate. Okay. But if you feel you're struggling with that kind of strategy, that you get that feedback from the market that the trade's going against you, then you need to apply some techniques to improve your win rate. Okay, maybe adding an extra filter of what is a high quality setup that gives you more possibilities of giving you that good direction in the trade. Okay, what's different from that 30% out of the 70%? Okay, those 3 out of 10 trades that goes with you. What do you do different that help you define that goes in your favor? So add extra filters to your setups to make sure you have more chances that to let the trade go in your favor. And the third thing I would tell you is add another trade management technique. Okay, if you have seen Michael or myself trading in the trading rooms, you will see that many times we let the trade go against us. Like we are prepared for the trade going against us. So what we do is instead of getting into the trade at with all the risk in one price, in what level, we start very small with our positions, and as the trade goes against us, we add to that position. Okay, you really need to keep your risk manageable and making sure you're not overexposing yourself, but just letting you know that there are some ways to, even when the trade starts going against you, you can still make money, from the whole setup. So that would be some advices. I don't know if you guys want to add something.
Exactly what you said. So just even if you feel like it's okay trading with 30% success rate, just make sure you manage the trade correctly.
And the risk reward should be very high.
Correct.
There is an Excel table, I don't know where, but
Yeah.
it shows when you have 30% winning rate, you should have at least maybe it's 1 to 4 risk reward, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You need to be very accurate on your entry if you have 70% loss rate.
Okay, there is a guy, let me see, Eugene is asking a little bit about our evaluation or the funded guys, okay?
Okay.
So maybe
On
Ruben.
TTP?
No,
on
no,
the
on
5ers?
the 5ers.
What's the question?
So what is the failure rate for traders that have passed the evaluation? So
So
In
those who
instant or in general? Or you don't describe?
I don't see.
Yeah, so, but
which-
those who it's something we discussed many times. Those guys who pass the evaluation and then they ended up blowing their accounts.
I will divide the question. First of all, in the instant funding program, we have one of the best passing rates in the industry. It's around 30%, which is a big number, and we are happy that we have very successful traders that join the instant funding program and trade with us. And to answer the next question, which is how much of those people that passed the evaluation lost their account in their first PM account, I would say only 10%, something like that, keep their account live consistently in the long term. So the evaluation will be 30%, and then in the PM1 it will be around 10%, which people that keeps consistently succeeding in the account. Otherwise, in the bootcamp program, which guys, it's a bit more difficult to pass because there is 3 stages, and you need to develop and train yourself, but by being consistent.
Yeah.
We have higher people that keep their account live. Why? Because they already get trained by the consistency that we implement in the evaluation of the bootcamp.
Yeah.
So probably maybe 30 or 40% keep their account live when they pass the bootcamp program.
I mean, the numbers are crazy when it comes to, as retail traders, not as prop traders, the numbers usually goes, from 2% to 5% top that really make it, right? But in this case, when it comes to trading, with a prop firm, since you have those strict rules, since you have the target, the capital that you're not trading on your own money, you're not risking it, you have enough capital to trade on, then the numbers that we're seeing is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but we see a lot of traders, especially in the instant funded account, that they pass the evaluation and they receive their second account and they feel overconfident.
Yeah.
And they increase risk and they do some mistakes and then ended up blow account. So something we see a lot, and we try to help traders to improve. There's a question here: if we're planning on increasing our drawdown allowance to 10% like other companies. I think I will take this one together with you, Ruben, because it is important to divide models out there in the industry. So there's the instant funding model that's the one we promote the most, and there's other companies that offer the two-step challenge that everything happens on a demo account. For us, offering on our instant funding accounts where we trade live and we offer like live accounts. If we were to offer a 10% drawdown, currently we offer 6% drawdown. If we were to offer a 10% drawdown, we would need to charge more money, like to
cover
make
the risk.
to make the plan more expensive because we are getting out to the market. So we used to have a 4% drawdown, and we increased that to 6% without increasing the risk because we use some risk management techniques in order to do that. But getting all the way to 10%, we would have to increase the price, and we don't want to go that way. Unlike other companies that they risk nothing on, they can offer 20% drawdown because they're risking nothing. There's
because the evaluation is on a demo account, so this is the main answer.
Yeah, so just that's the reason behind. It's not like we want to keep things tight or something. It's a different environment from offering demo accounts and live accounts like in the instant funding model.
Yeah, a lot of risk management that involved behind this whole process, whole operation.
Yeah, Miki, there was some questions as well for TTP. So
Go TTP.
You might get a coffee if you send a TTP question. So let's see. If I pass the evaluation phase in Trade a Pool, do I have the same exposure to trade on? To trade on? Yeah.
So yeah, the simple answer is yes. Basically, 99% of the terms that you have in the evaluation phase will apply as well on the funded account. So as you're probably aware of, we have 3 tiers for Trade a Pool to trade stocks. You can get an exposure of $80,000, $160,000, and $260,000. So wherever you decide to choose, as soon as you pass the evaluation, you will also have the same max exposure to trade on with TTP. Yeah. I see a question from the chat. What's new this year? Do you have any
New program coming.
new program coming? Yeah. Okay. So Saul, go ahead.
Yeah, for
2023.
For 2023, yeah, we disclosed that in our video last year, December last year, that we are working on cool things and they're coming. We actually are moving now all our servers and technology and dashboards to a new technology. Everything you will see everything like renew. All the dashboards will look much better. They will run much faster. And we will launch, during this year, we'll launch a new program. So I cannot disclose the date. I don't have a certain date for that, but we are working on that. So do wait for it.
Yeah, the estimated time in, I think, first quarter of 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in the next months.
Hopefully hopefully we'll make that. Yeah. By the way, before we will continue to do our next question, for those of you guys who are not aware of yet, we will host a live event in London this upcoming June. So it's going to be summer in London. It's going to be amazing. We have, 10 speakers, 10 traders from all over the world that are coming to speak and show their presentation and workshops. Networking with a lot of traders like-minded as you guys. So if you are in the area of the UK, Europe, we actually have a lot of people coming also from, Australia? I know
the US.
From the US, Indonesia, right?
Indonesia, Philippines.
So we have a lot of guys coming from all over the world. You definitely should check us out. It's called Traders Day Live. Maybe we will ask our guys here or girls to put a link in
the
the
chat.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, platinum tickets are sold out already. So if you want to make it, the gold tickets are selling fast. So make sure you get a ticket before they also sell out. We'll really like to see you there, guys. So yeah, and
100% educational.
yeah, there will be no large brokerage speeching and all that. It's going to be educational focused. Okay, I have a question maybe for you, Michael. How to avoid a fury days or a fury day or fury days that ruin the profit I made with my regular trading? How to keep cool when nothing works? That was sent by Herman.
Hey, Herman, how are you doing? Again, great question. I guess if you have some bad streak of days, right, and you can't really, nothing really working for you, first thing to do is stop trading. You need to take a moment, a break, just analyze, go back and analyze what you did that didn't work for you. If you already had a success and then you came across this bad few days, then you know that you know what you're doing. You just need to go back, see what you didn't do right, and see what you did right before that, and then compare those two things, either technical-wise or mental-wise. Maybe you're mad at your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or maybe the boss yelled at you at work, or you're tired, or you're sick, or anything like that that might affect your decision-making and your mental side, the psychological side, when you're trading. Maybe you are stressed out for some reason, or whatever it is. And for the technical part, try to see what did work for you before and just imitate that. So maybe the next step for this question will be journalize your trading, right? We always said that we need to take our trades, we need to take our basically the progress and the routine that every day that we're doing and journalize it. As soon as we have it in our journal, we can go through that and see what worked for us and what will probably work for us in the future. And so if you're not doing that, start with that. As soon as you will have that statistics, it will be much easier to go back and see and compare them and see how to progress.
Cool. Nice answer. And I believe you will have an interview or something with a trader, so you're short in time.
Yeah.
So just last question for you, Mickey, before you leave. Can I trade penny stocks with Trader Pool? Can I short them?
Yeah, so you can trade penny stocks. For those of you who don't know, penny stocks are like small caps, stocks that price between $5 to less than that. A lot of our traders love to trade penny stocks because they are mostly like pharmaceutical stocks, waiting for an FDA approved and then blast up, going up very sharply. So a lot of people like to trade those and also to short those. And in most cases, in most brokers, you can't really short them. They are what we call hard to borrow. So you can't short those stocks mostly, but in our case, you can definitely do so because we are a pool. So, yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, guys. So thanks so much. I gotta run.
So Mickey's leaving. Me and Ruben we're staying extra minutes. So thanks, Michael. Looking good, Tomer. There we go. Okay, guys. Before we continue, during February we're gonna have the February games. So make sure you follow our Instagram channel. We're gonna be posting a lot of tournaments and competitions and games, and there's going to be a lot of surprises and prizes. So it's gonna be fun. So the February games starting somewhere next week. Okay, so make sure you follow the 5ers Instagram channel. You have questions?
Yeah, on the chat we have Matteo, which is going to be there in London.
Cool.
We already have a
Nice,
platinum
Matteo.
ticket, so he take probably the last one. I don't know, but yeah. So we'll be happy to see you there. And you have also one question, which is can we tell us more about the new program? We prefer to wait, right?
Yeah, I think it's a bit early to
Surprise
disclose.
effect.
Yeah, to disclose more details, but as I said, as we move all our programs and our technology to the new servers and a new hosting, we're gonna be doing some, changes to current programs, and we're going to be launching the new program. That's for now.
We had a question regarding the profit split in instant funding. Will we increase the profit split in instant funding or no?
So I would ask you that question back to you, Ruben, as the risk manager. What are the how do we decide? What's the process here at the office when we say, okay, we need to do some improvement? What are the consequences on doing that in terms of risk management? Because of course we wanna give the best parameters for our traders, but we also need to make sure we can make money out of their trading activity, so we can run business, and we all keep working as we do. So it's not that we can offer suddenly, I don't know, 30% drawdown and 100% profit split for the trader. So maybe tell us, less of what we're planning to do, but what's the process on, behind the scenes, and what we look when we analyze doing a change of.
Yeah, first of all, there is a lot of hard work regarding data analysis, which we have thousands of traders, we have thousands of positions going out every day. We have many people in our program, so it's a hard work to take all the positions and analyze it in first time. In order to increase the profit split, and this is something we want to do, and this is probably something that we're going to do, depends on what the data is. But we really want to reward traders that are consistent in the long term. So meaning if we have a trader that pass an account and then not so focused and lose his his confidence in the PM, so we will go out with him in the market, and it's going to be difficult. So what we want to do is someone that is consistent over all the phase. So we would like to offer him more profit split, because it will reward the trader to be even more consistent and getting and pass stage after stage. So this is also something what we look. More we have consistent traders, and more we'll be able to increase the profit split, because we will share the same mission, which is share the profits at the same time. So
Correct.
It's difficult. So data will tell everything.
Okay. When I open a trade, initially always it goes to my direction, but I can't get satisfied with the profit amount, and I move my take profit too far, and I ended up with stop out. Okay, so regarding taking profits is one of the most difficult skills to do while we're trading. Okay, we know a lot of techniques of partial profiting and all that stuff. I would say two things. First, if you feel you're not satisfied and you're moving your take profit too far, you need to make sure your take profit makes sense. Okay, what do I mean? Your take profit cannot be just an arbitrary number in the market, or it cannot be arbitrary 5 times the risk you were taking, or 4 times or 2 times. It really need to make sense with the context of the market. So you need to make sure your take profit is before or at a key level, or an area of interest in the market, because otherwise that happens. You take your take profit too far. There's a big supply area, a very big key interest area before your take profit that makes the trade go against you or return to your entry price and stop you out. Okay, so I would say that's first thing, that the technical part of taking profits, making sure it makes sense with the context of the market, and the second part would be working a little bit in yourself. Okay, why you feel you're not satisfied. Okay, if you're not satisfied with the initial take profit, that means something on your initial calculation was wrong. Okay, because the risk you're taking to the trade should be based on your initial parameters and your initial calculations. So maybe try to understand why you're not satisfied with the amount of profit you're making in a single trade, and from there, start doing some backtesting and forward testing to see how you feel when you decrease size or increase size. And yeah, that's it. It's better to have a smaller profit than getting stopped out.
Yeah, just to add for take profit, I think there are two big dimensions. We say one dimension will be to place the take profit at a specific level in the market, which is like you said, in a supply or in a pivot point or what it is, a high point. So it is technically speaking in the market, but there is also something that I like to do more often, which is statistically take profit, which means when my trade goes to 1-to-1 risk reward, I will, take partial profit. Giving me some tips or some alerts, we say, okay, I don't care where is the price. I will say, okay, when my trade goes to 1-to-1 risk reward, or no matter what is the risk reward, or 1-to-2, I will close everything, or I will put my stop loss to break even and take partial profit. So there are two main big areas where we can manage to take profit. And I think combining the two together, which means will help you to increase your profits in trading.
Okay, I'll take two questions here. When will the website get upgraded? We're working on that. It's something that's coming out also during this year. We know the graphics are a bit old school, so we're working on that. Don't worry. And what do you guys get when a trader gets 100% profit payout from the 4 million account in the bootcamp? So again, once we identify and we know traders and we know these higher funded traders, we know how to get out to the market with them. So if we offer at that stage that we're offering 100% for the trader, it is because we are copying the trades he's making in another account. So he makes the profit, and we also make a profit in another account. So that's how it works.
Talking about risk in this account, because the trader will reach step by step to 4 million, meaning we will already make money all along the way.
With him.
Because we have, let's say, cushion profit with these traders, so we'll be able to risk more with him. This is one answer also.
Anything else from the chat, guys? Anything you see interesting on sharing? Will you ever introduce CTrader? CTrader is it's a platform that we explored working with them. It wasn't as easy to connect to them. As you know, we don't work with retail brokers that they already offer those solutions like built in. So we need to connect through APIs and all different connection systems. So CTrader wasn't a great solution for us, and we also did some research, and there wasn't a lot of demand for this platform. But we might run again, some research on that, and if there's enough demand for CTrader, we might consider connecting. It was just not worthwhile the effort. Okay, I see more questions coming into the chat. In the meantime, remember we have the February games coming on during February. So a lot of prizes, a lot of surprises coming there. Make sure you follow our Instagram channel, and we have the Traders Day Live event in June. That's a must be. Okay, you don't want to miss that, guys. So visit tradersdaylive.com, and we're going to be selecting 20 people who sent a question to the form or through Instagram. And we're gonna send you vouchers for getting a coffee, okay, and just for thanking you to joining us. Asking guys if there's anything else before we wrap up. One more questions. Okay, so
we have tons of questions.
Okay, I see them coming. Okay. Any advice for discretionary traders to improve confidence and to discern good losing trades from bad losing trades? So first, it is important. That's a great question. Okay, but it is important to understand how do we decide what's a good question and what's a bad question. So I always judge my my trades by good or bad depending on the process I did prior to taking the trade. So if a trade really meets all my parameters and my risk parameters and my setup and my bias and everything, that's a good question, and that's a good trade. And that good trade might go in my favor or against me. If that was a trade that breaks my parameters and my setup and all the checklist I do before taking a trade, so that's a bad trade. And that bad trade might go against me, and sometimes might go also in my favor.
Lucky.
Okay, if I'm lucky, that might go in my favor. So you really you need to make sure you have like a checklist, and that checklist helps you differentiate between bad trades and good trades, and making sure you're taking more good trades than bad trades, and also keeping in mind that some of those good trades might go against you as well. Okay, but you're doing the job, which is taking those good trades. My MT5 platform doesn't seem to have all the functions that yours has. We use the same, but if there's something specific, just send us an email and we'll try to address that. We don't want you to leave. That's why all questions. Okay, thanks, guys. As an experienced trader, what advice would you give yourself if you were just starting out? So we'll divide this question into if you're starting out in trading and if you're starting out with a prop firm or with us. Fair enough?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I will start with trading.
I will start with prop.
You will take the prop firm. Okay. So if you're just starting out with trading, I will tell you some things. First, mentally prepare yourself for a long journey. Okay, have the expectations in place, because trading is sometimes easy, sometimes hard, but it's not fast. It's not something we make money out of trading fast. Okay, developing the skill of trading takes months, sometimes years. So just be prepared for seeing results in the long run. Second, I would try, and this is something I always tell myself, if I was just starting out again, what would I do differently? So I would start actually with the larger time frames. Okay, going down to the lower time frames has a lot of
Noise in the market.
there's a lot of noise. You pay a lot of commissions. You have a lot of false signals. The spread is an important variable. But if you go into your larger time frames, daily charts, you have a cleaner price action. You will have less opportunities, which gives you time. You don't have to react so fast to the market. Okay, so you have time to plan the trade and to set your stops and to really plan the trade accordingly and the risk accordingly and properly. So I would start with daily charts, probably 4 hours, but mainly daily charts, and I would try to understand what's going on those charts. And only afterwards, when you have more experience, I would try to go to lower time frames to try to make income and day trading. But I would start with the higher time frames. So right expectations, higher time frames, and I would stop jumping from a strategy to another strategy. Okay, I would pick one that makes kind of sense for me, and I would stick to that one until it works. You will find out soon that some indicators work for you, some indicators do not work for you, some trading sessions work for you, others don't, and slowly you will go through that process of mastering and tuning a strategy, especially for you. So that would be for trading. Now, if you're going to try to adapt that to prop firm or to the 5ers, that's Ruben.
Yeah. First of all, it's understand the rules, because if you were used to trade by yourself in your trading account, you don't have the same environment when you go to a prop firm, which means you need to understand what the leverage is, you need to understand what is the drawdown, you need to understand what's the target. So you need to understand all of those parameters. And then when you know what is those parameters, you will need to take the same strategy you have and try to make an hybrid, let's say, change a little bit your risk that you had in your personal account in order to adapt to yourself in the prop firm evaluation and in the funded account. So to answer also one question that came in the chat, which will also be connected to this answer, it will be when you have, for example, a 6% drawdown, you need to say, okay, 6% is the maximum loss I can have. So I need to take in consideration that I need to divide the trade I will take into those 6%. I don't want to risk 3% to trade when I have 6% drawdown, because you will only have 2 chances in your trade. So basically, when you start to a prop firm, try to understand the rules and apply it to your strategy. And sometimes you will need also to make some custom, because some traders have 10, 20% drawdown, and in a prop firm you cannot have 10 or 20% drawdown.
Correct.
So you need to adapt yourself.
All right. How do you recommend to backtest for a discretionary trading strategy compared to a system trading strategy? I don't have the name who posted that, but that's a great question. And my answer would be, do not backtest that. Okay. As a discretionary trader, I would go forward testing, because even if you have data from backtest, you don't know how would you manage that trade real time. So I wouldn't lose time backtesting that. I would open a demo account, or something that I don't care losing money, and I would forward test that strategy, because as a discretionary trader, and that's something I do a lot, I react to the market differently depending on what the market is giving me on that minute. So on real time.
Psychology speaking, also
as well.
Yeah.
So I will go for forward testing. Possible to see the spreads. So we have a live stream of the spreads, and we have maybe recordings of the spreads in the YouTube channel. So check those. We have recently, a few months ago, we dropped. Okay, we talked to our LPs to get even better spreads on our Forex pairs, and we introduced the zero spreads. So in most of the majors, you will have zero spreads, literally. Some of the cross pairs have a very little spread, but I guess comparing to any brokerage out there, or broker, or whatever it is, we have very competitive spreads. So it's a very, very tight spreads.
And the commission is low also. So I mean, you get the best conditions ever in trading.
I'm personally not a scalper, but just out of curiosity, do you think scalping can be profitable while trading with a prop firm? Cause some brokers offer zero commission accounts, but not prop firms. I cannot speak for other prop firms. I can tell you that I trade on 5ers accounts, and I scalp. So you can make money of scalping with the 5ers. I do know sometimes the low leverage on the instant accounts might be a bit restrictive, but if you go to an aggressive account or something like that, that leverage is more than enough.
But still, I think, Matteo, you need to take care about your questions. I think when you go to a broker and you have zero commission, you have generally higher spreads, which means scalping will harm you in the long term, in any direction. So when you go to a broker or a prop firm, you need to fusion, let's say, the commission. What is the commission and what is the spread? And then you say, okay, here the condition is good. If you have a broker that have zero commission, but they have a high spread, that doesn't mean this is better than any prop firm that have low commission and low spread.
Correct.
So it's the combination between both of them.
Yeah, the total costs of
total
trading.
cost of each position.
When you open a trade, can you do one-click trading and drag the stop loss into place, or the stop loss needs to be entered already before the order is open? So I'm guessing you relating to the bootcamp account. So you have 5 minutes to place the stop loss. So you can enter market orders and then drag your stop loss, and there will be no problem with that. What do you say to smart money concepts? Are you familiar with smart money concepts, Ruben?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't use this term, but I know what it means. You probably it's going with all the big institutional. We say, the big institutional will take your stop loss. So this is why you don't need to put a stop loss at this place. And this is probably this concept, but I'm not using these terms personally.
I started trading, what is it now, 13 years ago.
Okay.
And there was no such things are smart money concept or order blocks or all those new terminologies. But I'm guessing the smart money concept that you say is identify those areas in the market where institutions will be active.
Yeah.
So you can call it many different ways. So yeah, I'm familiar with that. What would I say? I would say it's good to identify those areas in the market because you do want to try to be aligned with those institutions, okay, to be active in those areas and it's something you will see me and Gil, if you go to the supply and demand workshop that we have on the YouTube channel that Gil presented, trading off those areas will give you that edge of joining the large institutions instead of just trying to make money off liquidity gaps and all those areas.
David, I have some questions. I would like to answer this question. One question was about the freestyle. He said if we are going to make the freestyle, what's happened to the freestyle? And we already answered that many times. But the freestyle was complicated to us to manage, talking about risk management purposes. So that's why we actually put it aside. We don't know if we will put the freestyle again on the table. Actually, we have a lot of different projects going on, which is the new technology on the website, new program that we already talked about, February games, we have Traders Day Live in June, so we have a lot of different projects. So actually the freestyle, it's still a part in our head, but we didn't start by thinking, oh, we can take this program and make it even better for the firm, the pool, and also the traders. So this is the answer for that. And the second question is, you think about the bootcamp with 1.30 leverage for scalpers. Again, if you want to scalp, you can go to the aggressive. Again, there would be a new program. I won't tell more about that, but for people that trade with higher leverage, let's say in the 5ers we'll have different type of programs for all type of traders. So you will be able to come no matter what your strategy and no matter the way you're trading. Yeah, this is my answer.
Okay, I think we'll take one or two more questions.
Yeah.
And before that, remember we have the February games. Follow our Instagram channel, Traders Day Live in June. So make sure you visit the website. It's going to be an incredible event. We're going to be there, and we bring in speakers, top tier speakers, Steve Ward and Mark Holstead. You might recognize, and very good trainers and coaches and traders to educate and to share their knowledge. Do either of you trade using pivot points? I do. I mean, I don't know what you refer by pivot points, but I do use the pivot points and those areas where the market changes direction in the market. Those are part of my analysis, but I'm not sure what you wanna, what you wanna hear about that. But I do take into account pivot points in my analysis and in my trading.
Yeah, and again, to finish last thing, if you guys want to watch us trading live, we are 3 days a week making a live trading room. Saul is making it, I'm doing it. Michael sometimes is doing pre-market and also trading live in most of the time US indices. So we have 2-3 times a week a live trading room where we are trading live the market, so you can watch us, discuss with us. We take some trades together in the market. So this is one also big things that we do every day. We share our strategy and we talk about markets and we analyze it together. So important to mention.
Okay, guys, I think we'll cover all the questions. So I want to thank you, Ruben, for joining, and I want to thank you guys for sending out your questions and for joining the broadcast and for staying. And remember, we're going to be sending 20 coffee vouchers to your emails for those who send a question. So we're going to take care of that today, tomorrow, and expect an email maybe during the weekend. Guys, February games and Traders Day Live, important to be there. Okay, guys? Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. And until next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.